when someone's a beginner, their first glance will go to the ascendant and then either the sun or the moon. Another way to look at this through practice is to pretend all the other planets don't exist, just the sun and the moon. Understand where the moon is relative to the sun, for example.
Where the moon is, okay, like how far it's gone away or whatever.
Or coming to. So it's
Yeah.
coming to a new moon, a full moon. What phase of the moon are we talking about? Actually, these two factors of the chart will tell you so much about someone's life process of where they're beginning in this life and how it's supposed to unfold.
Okay, so wait, back that up. So you have the sun in the 10th, and let's just say you have moon in the 3rd. So you're saying by just looking at those two planets, so how would you do that? So moon is going how many places? Like what would you do?
It's 6th place. So, okay, look, let's just make it a little bit easy. Let's say you have the moon, sun's in the 10th house and moon's in the 11th house, right? Just right after the new moon. And because the moon is past the sun, for example, it's talking about this person is initiating. They got the message of the consciousness from the sun. Now the mind and the body is going to go and have that experience in this life. So it has initiated and has begun their journey, right? Now they have to go through pretty much the entire chart to come back to the 10th house where the sun is. Now the mind, body, soul, consciousness, all of it are going to be lined up, and the person can be like, all right, I served my purpose in this life. I'm done. Okay. Now the moon is, let's say, in the 9th house and the sun's in the 10th house. So you're coming into a new moon. You're just one sign away to having the moon and the sun conjunct in the 10th house. This person in this lifetime, it's almost something akin to tying some loose ends and concluding some soul or life journey. And this will be a theme in a lot of different parts of their life. You know, they'll feel like they've done it a million times, but they just got to do it this one last time to just complete this mission. To get it accomplished. When the moon and the sun are conjunct is a brand new moon. So they're both in the 10th house, close to degrees, to exact degrees. So this is literally a new initiation. The person's going to face a lot of unknowns in this life, and they're going to have to figure it out. Moon opposing the sun. So it's in the 4th house. This is a full moon. So this person's sense of balance, for example, between their domestic and private sphere relative to their work and public sphere life is going to be balanced. Do you know what I mean? Like that sun in the 10th house is going to become very functional in this way. The mind is fully illuminated. Consciousness and mind are both lit. This person has a great sense of direction. They can direct their mind and body towards where consciousness is. So these are the kinds of things you're going to have to look at to understand, like one of the factors for understanding what the sun is doing in a chart.
Okay, but that's obviously someone who has practice, or like, do you teach this in your courses?
Yeah, it's one of the topics. Yeah, moon's phases, because the moon, look, every planet, for example, has 2 signs, right? Except the sun and the moon. They have 1 house each. Why is that? Because they're a pair that actually work together at all time. What is consciousness without a mind and a body? Who's experiencing it without a mind and a body? You're kind of talking like a God figure, right? In terms of being a human, you need a mind and a body. For that consciousness, the sun, to be able to have an experience is having it through the mind and the body, which is the moon. So you can't separate them. And then what is the mind and the body without a consciousness? You're basically just, let's say, in a coma and having 0 experiences because there's no experiencer. The consciousness is not there. So the sun and the moon, if you want to understand what the sun is doing in any part of your chart, you have to see what the moon is doing. What is the relationship of the moon to the sun? So this is a very important factor to understand.
Is that something you learn kind of in the beginning?
No, you have to become a little bit versed. It's like intermediate. It's not fully advanced either, because you should know this. By the time you get to the advanced points of astrology, you're dealing with ideas where this concept's incorporated, so you better know it by now. But it's not exactly beginners either, you know?
It's like the sun is just sitting in the moon, like say 10th house sun, but it's in Cancer, or vice versa. Moon is sitting in Leo, because you're talking about the connection. Like in order to understand the sun, you should understand the moon. So
yeah,
the
but
sun
you're
is
mixing
sitting...
up the signs and the houses right now. So you mean the sun sitting in the 10th house and the moon's in the 4th house? Because we're talking about houses.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Is that what you mean? Yeah. What
That can
about
be...
it when that happens? That's a full
So
moon.
does that, okay. And that's what you were talking about, that it's going to get it to direct it to.
The conscious intent is illuminated in the mind so the body can follow. It's the moon is fully lit. So the day is lit. The sun on the noon hour is at its strongest point. It's right above us. And think about it. If you put the light, if I have a light bulb in my hand, if I put it behind me, it's going to cast a shadow forward, right? If I have a light bulb, bring it in front of me, it's going to cast my shadow behind me. If I have a light here right above my head, I'm not going to cast a shadow. I am as clear as I can be. This is a sun in the 10th house. It does not cast shadow. It's like its authority is not casting a shadow. It's what you see is what you get, and it's super powerful, and it's lit, and you can just see it. Now we go to the nighttime. The 4th house represents midnight, 12 o'clock midnight. The 10th house is 12 o'clock noon. It's pitch dark outside. You can't see anything. And if there's no light at all, you're going to bump into things. It's like you're walking in the world of shadows. But when you have a fully lit moon, even the night is lit for you. So you can even see through the shadow.
Yeah.
You can see the way even in the land of shadows. Now they're both lit on both sides of the chart. This is illuminating the way for the person throughout this life. This is a good thing. You're not trying to figure your way out in the darkness and through the illusions that a shadow casts.
Yeah. So it's obviously a good thing. Okay,
Yeah.
so you're saying anywhere the sun is, in order to really understand, or vice versa, you need to look at the other.
Yeah, sun and the moon are always a pair anyway.
So it's kind of like Rahu Ketu.
Yeah, they're a pair too.
Yeah.
Except that they're a pair that they're always 180 degrees apart from each other, no matter what. Yeah, that's the difference between them, but they're a pair. And then I don't know, while we're here, just in case someone's been watching all the videos, when we talked about the 4th house and the 5th house, for example, the natural house of the sun, the king, this luminous one, is the 5th house. And then the moon has the 4th house. The moon's real estate is a hell of a lot better than sun's real estate. Moon has an anchor point, a primary part of the chart. And then the sun has a 5th house, a sub part. And I was saying, when you come to the 5th house, it becomes a love house. You can almost conceptualize the sun as the lover of the moon. It's kind of given its best real estate to its wife. Do you know what I mean? Because we are talking about like a husband and a wife kind of a dynamic as an expression, you know? So yeah, the sun and the moon are always a pair in a chart. And wherever the sun is, and in this case, we're talking about the 10th house, is worth looking at where the moon is and where it is in its phase relative to the sun. It's telling us a lot. And one way to get very good at this concept or this technique, and I was saying in another video, the day you are good at astrology is the day that your chart becomes impersonal to you. And then you can get very good at understanding this concept by tracking the movement of the sun and the moon through the transit, because they're always moving. And then watch world events. Watch events in your own life, not even the chart of a person or a chart of a country. Just watch the climate of the day. It will tell you a lot. You know, if you take the nakshatra series into consideration, for example, they have the Tarabolas, which is the phases of the moon through the nakshatras, and they anchor themselves again. So this concept of the moon is super important. It's one that is in every system of astrology in different ways, and it's worth understanding it as much as possible. But we got into the moon topic, which is appropriate. Maybe we'll start moon through the houses, and that's the next series.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you. Actually, I'm like, oh, we haven't even talked about the moon.
No, moon's
you must be you wrote about the moon.
Yeah, super.
So I mean, you must be attached to the moon or something. Because
well, I'm in my moon dasha, so I think I'm by fate at the moment connected to the moon. Everything related to the moon.